Welcome back to Sip, Spill, and Spook. Tonight, we're leaving murder behind. Well, mostly. And we're diving into something darker, hauntings.
That's right. We are going to Hanover, Pennsylvania, specifically to Maple Avenue, where one woman's dream home turned into her worst nightmare. So,
grab your wine or grab a cocktail and turn off the lights and let's get haunted.
So we're on to our cocktail confession. Jeannie made this drink this time because you people, that's what my ex-mother-in-law used to always say, you people have not been submitting cocktail recipes.
Come on, submit them to
Pops
us.
upon you.
Especially with cooler air,
Yes.
weather.
It's not today,
But yeah.
yes, it's coming.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We're in shorts and t-shirts.
I want sweater.
Yes.
I want sweater. But anyway, so this cocktail confession, tell us what we're drinking.
We are drinking a Caramel Mule.
And it's yummy.
Yeah. And it's so easy to make. It's just apple cider. I did forget the lime. And you put a dash of lime. And then you put your ginger beer. And then a shot of caramel vodka.
The caramel vodka, it's very caramely.
Yes. Okay, good.
Sometimes that whipped vodka isn't like vanilla whipped vodka. It doesn't taste, there's not a taste to it. But this, you can definitely taste the caramel.
Yeah. It's good this time of year. And you can also put, if you want to add to it like a little apple slice.
Yes.
And I should have done that.
It's all right. It's after work. We're doing this on a work day.
Yeah.
And,
and it's hot. It's hot.
And I'm like, we don't need the apple.
No.
But we'll put pictures of it.
Yeah. Yes.
Maybe with something like that.
And the instruction, the what goes in it.
Yeah. So it's delicious. It's a nice little afternoon, evening beverage. So we're talking, okay, so let's set the scene here.
Yes.
For what we're going to do. So this month in October, we decided that we were going to do something a little bit different, going from the murder and do into more spooky type of things. So that's the sip, spill, and spook aspect of it. What we didn't expect was the spook that we picked for the first spook.
Spooky
is bad. It's so bad. It's so bad.
Close to us.
Yes. And it's so bad that I don't even know. It's hard for me to talk about it.
Yeah.
And also it's like what are we going to do for the next 3 episodes? Because I don't know if I want to feel this kind of way. So anyway, and just you set the scene.
Okay.
For this one.
The scene is this is taking a cute little house in Hanover, Pennsylvania. And Hanover, just so some of our listeners who don't know, it's a small town. It has deep roots. I would say it's on the outskirts of Gettysburg and then also York, but it's has lots and lots of Civil War history. It has older homes, and boy, can the walls probably talk. And we found one house on Maple Avenue that has gotten more attention than most.
Yes. And then here's another little scene setter.
Yeah.
So Ed and I lived on 4th Street in Hanover, and which is 2 blocks from this particular house. Right. We had zero idea that there was anything going on in this house. We didn't know about anything until we happened to see a paranormal investigative team. It's like a hearse, parked outside of the house. We're like, what is going on? And that's when we first heard about this.
Yeah.
However, this has been featured on Fox News, and this has been ongoing. Anyway, this is a cute house. It's not, when I think haunted house, you think the Gothic Victorian mansion that you just walk by and you're like, oh, that's haunted.
Yeah. No. This house,
you would never.
No. When I first began reading about it, before I listened, I was seeing pictures of it, and it's a cute little brick rancher. Oh, how cute.
Yeah.
From the outside.
Yeah. About that.
Wow. This is true. That's what kind of has me up a little bit at night.
Right. So this, so this is where DeAnna Simpson and her husband, Tom, they moved. They thought they had found their forever home.
Yeah.
Right. And so they bought the house and they poured their savings into it to buy this house.
Of course.
And DeAnna, she felt just from the first time that she heard that this house was on the market. Well, it wasn't even on the market. They heard about it.
Oh, I didn't know
about
that.
Yes, they heard about it. Somebody told them about this. They knew they were looking for a home. Okay. And this incident, coincidentally, all past It had been sold a couple times, had fallen through.
Okay.
She felt unusually drawn to this house, like in a good way.
Right.
Like this,
Right.
like she said, she drove by it like every day. She, you know,
Oh,
she's
it is
had,
cute.
the minute she walked into it, she felt all the good feels, you know, it's so excited. And then they moved in, and it was immediately that feeling of like light and warmth was just
Vanished.
completely gone. And she said, and basically she had felt that like the house had called to her, like it wanted her to be there. Without going into any detail, I'm not going to go into detail, but I have experienced this type of thing in my life. And so for me, I wasn't expecting when we got into this, what I found and how it makes me feel.
Right.
And some kind of way. And so as deep of a dive as I would like to take into this, I don't think it's healthy and probably a lot of people to go into a lot of the detail about it, because I don't believe that you should open your life in any way to allow any kind of evil in, you know. And I think for Halloween and stuff like that, you know, when we were kids, it's trick or treat, it's fun, and it's still
there's a difference between
spooky and then there's evil.
That's very good.
And evil, you don't mess with evil, you know. So anyway,
this, like, I think I was shocked because when we had discussed doing this, I really hadn't heard about it.
Which is unusual because you work on Maple
down the street. Had not heard about it, and I just thought, okay, well, what are some incidences that happened in this cute little
well, even before, and I have to say, I have that kind of sixth sense of that. Yeah. And so I never felt comfortable walking by that home, I have to say.
Really?
Yeah, no. Always went to the other side of the street. You know, there's a church directly across the street. Walk by the church. Claim the blood of Jesus Christ as I walk by. You know, it was, coincidentally enough, it's always very scarily done for Halloween.
That shocks
me. If you go by it now, it's really, there's new owners. Okay. But it's really... It's not. There's going to be pictures on our reel. Like I am going to post that. But,
good.
Okay, so let's go back to talk about like the first signs.
Right. And DeAnna and her husband, when they moved in, there were a lot of things right at first. That they discovered. 7-foot shadow figure appeared in photographs, but they also, on all their senses, then they smelled flesh.
Smelled feces, urine.
Yeah, I don't want to gross our viewers out, but this is through the house.
Yeah. She said that she found at least more than 5 entities inside.
Yeah.
Anyway, go ahead. Most of them malevolent, not, you know. And the other thing you think of is like poltergeist, like funny, silly little prankster ghosts, right? Or something. No, right. These were not good.
No. And so then it got so intense. And, you know, after a couple years, well, not a couple years, but also DeAnna her husband was a pharmacist, is a pharmacist, I'm sorry, still to this day. And so he worked a very long hours. And so he was not home a good bit. Right. So I think she experienced most of it.
Right.
And so she would say to him, and then, of course, not that he didn't believe it, I think he just didn't experience it. So he's like, your imagination, you know.
Right. Oh, it's those ghosts again. Why don't you ask them what they want?
Yes, that kind of. And then also, I think at first, when you do experience some of this stuff, I know how I am. You almost question yourself.
Oh, like, of course you would. Did I just see that?
Did I see that?
Or hear that, or
smell that even. Maybe it's the neighbor or something up the street.
Yes, I think it's the first 2 like apparitions that she saw, which she would wake up and there would be 2 men staring at her. Yeah. And one was like a fat, kind of greasy kind of a guy. Another one's like this tall, skinny guy with glasses or whatever, you know, like weird stuff like that, where it happened every night, that, you know, this type of thing. I don't want to talk about it. But anyway, she found out then that these were both former owners of the house.
Yes.
Of the house, you know. So they were like either trapped there or wanted to stay there. I don't know. But anyway, but that was I think they were sleeping at that time, I think, on the first floor.
Yes. And then her daughter moved in to her adult daughter moved in, and then they moved to the second floor.
Right.
And I'm not sure how long her daughter lived before lived there in the house. And then her daughter experienced and saw some things and said, I'm out of here.
Yes.
That's how bad, I'm not going to live here. I just cannot.
The room light could never break through that room. At nighttime, it was like a heavy shadow feeling that even like candles, whatever, could not penetrate the feeling of like darkness in that particular room. So anyway, let's see what else happened. So then when things started to get like really intense.
Yes.
DeAnna, she did call for help.
Yeah.
So she had priests, paranormal investigators, on the dead file. People came in, and you can read about all this in her book if you want to. Like, the book is so fascinating, and it goes into so much more. It's very well done.
Yes.
It's very well done. But it'll rock your world. I'm just telling you that it will. So we can't even get into all that on here, like all the stuff that they went through. But it seemed whenever they would have anybody that would come in, they were just trying to find answers, like why a different entity system, like in the basement. It seemed like there was like a portal down there. And then they had a different set on the first floor and then a different set on the third floor. She also had a ghost that she found out, his name was, or an entity, I don't want to say ghost, named Christiana, that she picked up in a cemetery. Yes. So before she married Tom, she was in an abusive relationship. DeAnna was, and she would go to the cemetery at night close to her house and wait for her husband to pass out before she went back home. This is the entity that would tap on her window. This is outside the house. Yes. And would tap on her window and all the things.
So anyway, not only did she have spirits inside, she had also brought one from
the cemetery.
The cemeteries.
Caution to you.
Yes.
Because these are the things that you don't know about. You think of like, let's go on a Gettysburg ghost tour. Let's blah, blah, blah. Yeah. You don't know what you're going to pick up.
No.
Do you know what I mean? And that's just, I'm a firm Christian believer, you know what I mean? And I've experienced this, and you pray that the Lord will protect you, from all these things. And I completely believe that he will and he can, but I just, it says like the devil roams the world seeking who he may devour is a Bible verse, and he disguises himself as the giver of light, and it's just like, it's scary.
It's and I am one of these people that I don't want to say I enjoy, I don't want anyone to think I'm morbid, but I have gone to cemeteries visiting and putting flowers, and I've actually looked around tombstones and I see how old this person is, or look at this one that
land of the
I don't know what can protect me. I'm just gonna
don't do it. Go lay the flowers and leave. I don't know.
Have never. So that opened my eyes.
Right. So many of us just even like Ouija boards. Yes, that is.
Yeah, and I did that all the time when I was younger with slumber parties.
Anyway, we don't want to be the doom and gloom people. But I'm telling you, this one rocked.
It really did. And DeAnna did so much. She even reached out to neighbors.
To try and understand.
What happened in this house previously. And a lot of people either didn't want to talk about it, they did not know.
Right.
And there was nothing in the local library. So I think she had to even go to York to dig and see what happened.
Well, and our area, because with the Civil War and that type of thing, there was the Battle of Hanover. People died on that street.
Yeah.
When it was farmlands, just some bad juju, really bad things have happened in that neighborhood. Since then, I'm trying to think where this was in the time frame of how the book was written, but there was in just that short period of time, 3 suicides on Maple.
Wow. And this isn't a large street.
No, not really.
No.
And so
it's not like, for those who know,
like a city block.
Yeah, it's not like Connecticut Avenue downtown, or Georgia Avenue on Aiming Street.
Right. So it's a high concentration. I don't want to scare you or take property values down.
No, that's true. Right. Oh my gosh, we're really
allegedly,
we're gonna get in so much trouble.
No, so allegedly, so all that to say that but every time that DeAnna and Tom would have somebody in, the house did not like it. It would get worse.
Yes.
It would get worse. And it was not, what do I want to say? It seemed like the house wanted DeAnna dead. That's what it threw her down the steps. You know,
Yes.
it tried to kill her cats. Kind of did kill one cat.
It did. And I'm not sure of the time frame because I forgot a lot, but wasn't it just like 2 weeks after she moved in?
Yeah, the cat wouldn't come out of the closet.
Yeah, from the get-go.
Yes. Because there was a little boy in the house who did terrible things to cats. I'm not even going to say what it was, but terrible things to cats. And so, you know, and then she got 2 kittens that were perfectly healthy. And then they got sick. And DeAnna and Tom have gotten sick. Like when they were downstairs, I forget which was, they would feel like they were having heart attacks. Out, go to the hospital, they'd be fine. Here, one of the owners of the house died in that bedroom of a massive heart attack.
Yes.
You know, so the headaches, the nausea, I don't know how they lived there as long as they did. Because they were living there when we lived there, and we didn't become friends. My husband became friendly with DeAnna because he'd walk our little dog, Chi-Chi, by there, and DeAnna would be outside sometimes.
Sure.
No idea what the hell she was going through inside.
That is just, it's, I had no idea still up until last week.
Yes, I know. You're welcome.
And even, I think we've seen it in movies too, is Tom was scratched.
Yes.
Just out, like, for no reason, scratched. Also,
he said he felt like he'd been branded.
Okay. And then also when Fox News came to record it, a cameraman was pushed down the stairs. Pushed down.
I know one was bit and one was, I think bit and definitely scratched.
Okay.
Watch it. I'm telling you, people, if you want to, just do Haunted Hanover House.
Yes.
And the Fox 43, and you'll see, the one reporter, she was sitting in the basement and she just started like shaking uncontrollably. Yeah. You know, it was just, nobody that has been in there has doubted. It's all been proven to them that it's dark evil. It's not poltergeist or anything like that. Like you can sense it the moment you walk in the house and stuff like that. So that's never been disclaimed. But I think what DeAnna was looking for was help on how to get them out,
right?
Or how to know like what they were doing, so you could like reason with them. Well, you can't reason with the devil. Yeah, you can't. And they would just regroup and find out, different ways to hurt her.
Yes, and they actually had. I'm not sure if it was but what denomination it was, but they did have the local minister or priest come over, and both. Okay, and they did not come by themselves. Yeah. They even brought deacons along, and not successful. I mean, no.
She said that the pastor, it was a female pastor that came from across the street, and that she knew her, that her name was Debbie, and she was nice and sweet, and got in the house and her whole demeanor changed. And then 2 weeks later, somehow that pastor was in like an unfortunate accident. She hurt her leg so bad she was in a wheelchair, and she never went back to being a preacher at that church.
I mean, people, the book, we're going to tell you to read the book. It's just, I cannot believe this happened. You see it on the movies.
Yeah. And I lived it.
You have.
And her book helped explain to me some things that I had experienced, kind of like why. So it was very validating to me, but it also brought back a lot of stuff I had not wanted to talk about or think about.
And the sad part about it is people are, I'm sure, who are listening saying, well, leave, just move. When you sink all your money, and this was their first home. So it was her third husband, I think. So anyway, they were older, but they had sunk all their money into this home. Then the market crashed.
And then they were upside down, kind of.
Yeah. So, it's not that easy. You can't just, so they did finally sell the home, but it took years to be able to get to that point.
So I'm listening to the book, right? And the book goes by like what happened like during a year. So, they're starting back in 2000, I won't say 10. No, that's terrible. Well, anyway, but I know that when we moved in 2017, they were still there because that's how Ed met DeAnna.
Okay.
So I'm like, oh my God, she's saying, well, we're, in 2013 or whatever, Tom said that they could sell the house or whatever. Yes. I'm like, but you didn't. And I know you didn't because I knew you in 2017. How could you stay that much longer? Well, what happened, from what I haven't gotten to the end of the book because I just found the book yesterday. So I've been listening to it like a crazy woman, but scared, but listening, is that whenever they would talk about, like she would like look in listings and stuff, the house would get mad. And so the one time, like Tom got deathly ill. Like it tried to like basically like kill Tom.
Oh,
And then her
gosh.
dad died.
Yes.
And so she felt like the house would get angry,
Yeah.
if she tried to leave it. So then you're scared. Like, who's going to
Right.
die next if I try to get out?
Yeah.
So you're trapped that way. And I know that in my experience, like it was like with my family, I felt like my parents could not get out of that house.
Okay.
It did not want them to leave.
So the same thing
Yes.
that happened. I know there are a lot of people too that are out there kind of like me that, oh, come on, this is just crazy. But buy the book. Yes, that's it. Once you start hearing it over and and by so many, what was the besides they had Ghost, the Dead Files.
It was the Dead Files. I think it was Scream something.
Yeah.
Paranormal.
Professionals.
Yes.
Professionals came and literally.
Do you remember the Eddie Murphy skit where he's like, he's talking about Amityville Horror. I think he said, he goes, you white people. He says, you get in a house and it says, get out, and you stay, get the hell out. Oh my gosh. It was so funny because why do we step in? But I understood that she felt she was trapped.
Right.
Trapped. And she said she felt like she had been trapped in abuse before in marriages by people. She was in an abusive situation by something that nobody knew how to fight.
Right.
And so.
Well, in the market. I mean, also financially,
right.
You are, I mean.
and I would be like, my first thought was, well, okay, we'll rent it out and then do something else.
Yes.
Well, you won't want to put anybody else in there.
No.
And that's how kind of felt with my house, with my family's house. Like, well, be it unto the person. Like, do you have to disclose that? Do you disclose that? I don't think you have to disclose that because it's nothing that you can prove.
Right.
But,
So people talk. I mean, and I'm sure now the neighbors know more and more about it.
Well, so much stuff happened, like even like outside where she ran into people that DeAnna thought were like, that just appeared and talked to her.
Yes.
And they weren't real.
No. Well, she was outside like in her garden weeding or whatever. This was close to when she first moved in, I think.
Yes.
And a woman came up to her and started talking to her, and she literally turned around or something, and the woman vanished.
When she said that the woman was like she was dressed in older.
Yeah.
Pale.
But you still, if you're weeding,
I mean, who would even consider?
No.
Who would even consider that? Like,
I think at first I would I would second guess myself.
Oh,
did this happen? Did this actually happen?
Look at you, man. Like, your home is supposed to be like your safe place.
Yes.
And like where you go, where you relax and I just can't imagine even like you talk about post-traumatic stress disorder.
Oh my God.
You know what I mean? Like how do you deal with? Yeah, I'm sure that had messed her up in all kinds of ways.
Oh yeah, because now every little noise. She's very much a cat lover, and I felt so bad that this happened to her cat.
It's awful. And
she researched. I mean, honestly, after she did everything, I think
that's humanly possible. And then finally, so like, Tom didn't believe it in the beginning.
No.
And so he finally got on board. Well, he kind of had to. I mean, I think it got to the point where he couldn't deny it any longer.
Then something off the wall, a bull's head fell off the wall. I mean, those kind of things happened all the time too.
Yeah. And didn't just fall, like ended up like they were placed.
Yes.
100-pound mount.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. But I think if you're going through that, there again, having been there and nobody believe you, even like your dearest loved ones don't believe you, and it can excuse it away. It's amazing how they can excuse things away, and then that's isolating as well.
Oh, yeah.
I just can't even. So
what I would also think it would going on what you're saying too, it would make me feel like, am I sane? I mean, especially when you're a husband or your partner, kids,
or you're just going, you're crazy.
Yeah.
But at least she had her daughter, Amber, who felt the same way. And she's like, Mom, I got to get out, that type of thing. And then, there's just there's so many things with that. Like then, you don't want to come home even for family dinners because, do you know what I mean? It's just, but yeah, you'd have to read the book. I could go in, I could tell you more and more detail about it, but it's disturbing.
It's a good book.
Mm-hmm.
It's sold on Amazon or Audible.
It's called my phone died.
Okay.
DeAnna. I'm sorry. It was the Hanover Haunting.
Yes, Hanover
Hanover
Hauntings, but there's also a podcast and YouTube. There's a YouTube out there.
And the Fox.
Yes.
So if you want to do a deep dive,
Hauntings.
and it's very interesting, and it's just it was very eye opening to me. It's very well done, and I just appreciate her sharing her story.
Yes, and the truth, she and Tom have moved.
Yep.
They still live in the area,
Yep.
but they
It's the end of the book, so I want to know what precipitated that. You know what I mean? Like how did they escape? Is what I kind of want to know. Like how when something that malevolent wants you, like she felt like it wanted her dead and then also trapped in the house.
Yes.
Can you imagine? Like, no.
I still cannot imagine. And I feel for her.
Yes.
And to live through all of this.
Right. And nobody really know, I know it took a physical toll on her. People could tell that she was not happy and that type of thing, but they did have moments of like where the entities didn't bother them.
Right.
You know, but you never knew when the other shoe was going to drop. And there were certain areas of the house that you knew, you didn't want to be in, or the cats would be like on her cats actually helped her to discern like things were coming because she could tell by their actions. Like, are they running and jumping and scared and staring and hackles up and,
And there was that house, previous owners, as DeAnna researched, there was abuse happening by past owners.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. A lot of abusiveness that
the one owner kept his schizophrenic sister in the attic.
Yes.
And so they would hear like a woman up there like pounding her head against the wall and screaming and stuff like that. Can you imagine?
Right. And that was years and years ago. And then there was abuse to a little boy there who, anyone who lived in that house before her, I think it wasn't pleasant. Like
right. And that opens the door to a lot of, evil and that type of thing. So all that to say, it was supposed to be like a fun episode. It's a haunted house.
That's what it is. I don't blame you.
I have the protection of the Lord. And I know that she was a believer as well.
Yes.
I don't know. I'm just, I felt that God will protect me. I know I have angels watching.
Right.
Interesting story. And I'll just tell you this quickly.
Yeah,
so,
please.
So, we lived on 4th Street. It's not far from Maple. And then there was a house across the street from us that also was purported to be haunted. Right. So when Ed had his aortic dissection, I was at the house all by myself. Like after, I stayed up in Hershey at the hospital for weeks. But when I finally went home, I had a coworker at Ox who she just said to me, like, as we're leaving one night, she had just said, I'll pray for you tonight, but I know the angels are watching. So I didn't think anything. I thought, well, isn't that nice?
Yeah.
Next day, she said to me, I just wanted to revisit what I said to you. She's like, in my prayers this morning or yesterday, she said, I was praying for you and Ed. And she said, and the Lord showed me this angel standing beside your door. And she said, he's tall, he's big. And she's in Texas, right?
Right.
She's never ever seen my house.
No.
She described my house, right?
Oh my God.
Told me where this angel was. Then she said the next day, that morning when she was praying, God showed her that same angel, but he was on the roof of my house with a sword drawn. Okay, so this is taking on a whole new meaning now, right? Yes. Sword drawn. And she asked the Lord, like, why is he there? She said, is he there for Ed? God told her, no, he's there for Kiki.
Gosh, I got tears.
So I never felt at any time any kind of way in that house. And I just felt like the Lord has his angels, for whatever reason, especially protecting me.
Oh, yeah.
So I hold that very dear. And so I named him Bubba. He's my bodyguard. Bubba the angel, obviously. And he's extremely handsome for what I've been told. Red Lion. Yeah. I feel confident in my faith, but it just took me back to a very dark time in my life. Sure. And, I don't want to revisit that necessarily, for the next 3 weeks in October. So we're going to do something like a little lighter. Yeah. Spook light.
Because it's very surprising. I do want people, if you're interested, to read it because it really very well written.
I listen to it on audio.
Okay,
Audible.
but be prepared.
Yeah.
And the thing is that I kept saying over and over, this is true.
Yeah.
This happened.
This happened. It's been very well documented by so many, I mean, she has camera footage, they have all the paranormal stuff. Like, we're not asking you to believe it. I should say that.
No.
You can say don't believe it, but it's true.
It's true. Yeah.
It's true.
It's true.
So, so do with that what you will.
Right.
Happy haunting.
Yes.
I think we may have gotten through that.
I know.
I didn't expect that. DeAnna, I did not expect that.
Yeah.
So, and it's like the warning here is it's simple. Like some doors once opened never close.
Yes.
And some houses want you more than you want them.
That's a yes. Yeah.
For one thing. And once you experience something like that, it's kind of funny because now, like, that I've experienced that, I'm very keen. Like, I can tell if I drive by a house, I'm like, there's bad juju there. So if you have any kind of feels, don't go there. Yeah. But
yeah.
On to a lighter note, guess what I did today?
What?
I added some more merchandise to our Sips shop.
Yay! Just in time for holiday.
So this is a collection that's just like going to be like our basic sip collection.
Okay, I like that.
This is just Sip Spill Solve merch. We have a new T-shirt.
Yeah,
it's the same T-shirt with the allegedly. So if you like the fit of that, it's the same thing. I did a crew neck instead of a hoodie.
Oh, I like crew necks.
It's really cute, and for those younger people, it's not cropped, but it's a little shorter. It's cute. And then we did a trucker cap.
I like that.
So that's on the Sip shop.
Yes.
And I'll put a link to that. I'll put a link to DeAnna's book.
Yes. That and please go and look at our merchandise. And honestly, this is good quality. I mean, really, it's soft.
And it helps us.
It helps us. And we're going to try, if you have any cocktail confessions.
Yes.
Please, or even a recipe, especially for fall and as we're getting into holiday time, we want you to send. And then if you have any suggestions for hauntings or any unsolved mystery,
please let us know. I know that some of you have given us some that we have not yet delved into.
Yes.
We did not do a wine and what the hell.
No, we didn't.
Because we're like, this is a lot to unpack.
Yeah.
And it was just like, we just didn't do it.
We did.
But I know, like my friend Jada, she's given us two that we need to look into. So if you have anything.
Yeah, so we are getting stuff, but also continue to support us through our Facebook, Instagram, YouTube.
Email us at sipspillsolve@gmail.com.
Yes.
What's the other thing I was going to tell people, though, about our Garth episode? That was our highest listened to episode yet. So thank you for that.
It really is
amazing. Us. We might get famous because we allegedly think. I know we talked about that last week, but I'm just like over the moon with how well that did.
Yeah, I'm really shocked.
Yeah.
And I mean, sorry, Garth. I know. Hey, good.
So now we're looking at other celebrities that have been allegedly.
Yes.
Things are going on.
Yeah, because we're going to keep. But really, we like everyone's participation and any ideas. We're here.
Thank you.
We're rolling along.
Yes. So we'll say goodbye for now.
Yeah.
Stay suspicious.